Hello, hello, beer lovers from all around the world, and welcome to another episode of the Belgian beer Maniac. My name is S, and I'll be your host on this YouTube channel where we will talk about beers and mainly Belgian beers. Now, before we head into today's topic, I would kindly like to ask you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that bell button below the video so you stay up to date with all my new uploads. And for those who have social media, you can follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Alright, today I have a more or less special beer for you. Special in the way that it is special like the Tripel beers, which are very highly valued in Belgium. Yet this is not a Tripel beer, but it is a Abbey beer, which is recognized by the Belgian Abbey beer community. And the beer that we're going to discuss is this wonderful Maredsous and their triple version. So here is the bottle, if it shows properly. As you can see, it is a pretty simple design. I like the fading details. And of course, the word Abbaye or Abbey in English is mentioned several times on the bottle, and as you can see right there, it has the official mark of the Belgian Abbey beer community. So yeah, that's the bottle, and of course here is the matching beer glass, which looks outstandingly gorgeous if you ask me. It looks like an old chalice. Yeah, it really gives you a glimpse of history, brings you right back to the Middle Ages when such cups were used on a daily basis. And you can also see that the name of the brand is carved nicely into the chalice. So that makes it really, really special. And of course, the beer also has a bigger brother. For all the heavy drinkers among you, and myself of course, this beer comes in a 75-liter bottle, which I will not be opening right now because then I will be drunk before the video ends, because yeah, this beer has a alcohol percentage of 10%, so that's pretty heavy for a beer. So yeah, let's head into it, and let me open the small one and pour it. Now, it has been said as a pouring tip that it is best that you pour these in a dry glass and leave the last centimeter of yeast in the bottle, as it can make your beer cloudy. But yeah, of course, I will leave that up to you, which is your own preference. But it is a little tip which they give with this beer. All right, let's pour it. Now, unfortunately, you won't be able to see the beer color, since yeah, I'm drinking it from this chalice. There's also a regular version of this beer glass, I mean, which I don't have. But I can tell you that the beer has a dark golden color / amber-like, and a very nice foam top, which you can maybe see right off when I hold it like this. Will not hold it any more sideways because then I'm gonna pour on the table. But yeah, it's very good looking. And as for the smell, you can smell the yeast, some fine hops, and there is a sugar smell which is very present. So that already smells very interesting. So, alright, favorite part of the video, drinking time. Let's taste this. Cheers. Mm, mm. Wow. Oh my. As for the taste, some sour, um, which is perfectly balanced with the sweetness of the sugar. Mm. Oh. And right after comes the bitterness. So the sweetness is present at the beginning of the beer, but mainly the moment you swallow, the bitterness comes really starts to come through, which is kind of different with the previous beers that I reviewed, as like Quack, for example. There, the sweetness really stays in your mouth, while here the bitterness is a bit stronger over the sweetness. But then again, it's also a very heavy beer since it is a 10% alcohol. So, mm, yeah, the flavors are very well balanced, and yeah, to drink from a chalice like this really adds a bonus to your drinking experience, if you ask me. So that is pretty good. Now for the beer type, this beer belongs in two categories. Of course, it belongs with the triples. It is the triple version of the Maredsous beer. Um, but then again, I would put it in the other category, since it is a recognized Belgian Abbey beer, and I think it is there where it should stay. So yeah, it has two of both, but yeah, to be an Abbey beer is a bit more special in my opinion than a triple beer. So let's put it in that category. Now for the history of the brewery and the beer. The beer is being brewed by the brewery of Duvel Moortgat, which is located in the township of Breendonk, which is in the province of Antwerp, and of course in the Flemish region of our country. Now for this video, I have decided not to go into the history of the brewery, because yeah, I want to keep that history for one of my other videos when I will review one of their main Duvel beers. For this history part, I would like to take the time to talk a bit more about the origin of the beer, and of course about the Abbey. The Abbey of Maredsous was founded on 15th November 1872 by Buron Abbey as a priory, and it was some years later in 1878 that the priory was given the status of an abbey by Pope Leo the 13th. Also pretty cool to know is that the Abbey of Maredsous was one of the first Belgian abbeys to re-establish after the French Revolution, which took place almost 100 years before that in the late 1700s. So there is some history around, you know, this whole thing. And yeah, many years later, in 1926, the abbey was giving the title of minor basilica. So yeah, that's a small compact version of the history of the abbey. Now to talk about the history of the beer itself. The Maredsous beer was founded by Father Atut in cooperation with the brewery Fallon back in 1949, and the brewery kept on going until 1960, when it had to close its door and was taken over by another brewery. But then that brewery also had to close its doors and was also taken over by another one. Yet it has been said that both those breweries could not live up to the standards of this beer, and actually the beer lost some quality back then, and because of that, the Abbey of Maredsous made the decision to license their beer to the brewery of Duvel Moortgat, which have been brewing all the Maredsous Abbey beers now since 1964. And it was 8 years later, in 1972, that they brought this beautiful, gorgeous beer on the market, which is the triple version. So yeah, that is more or less the history about the beer. And for all the Belgian viewers, you probably already know, but for those who don't, this Abbey does not only make beers, but they also have a cheese, which is the infamous Maredsous cheese, and is probably worldwide known for its taste. And yeah, it's a very lovely cheese that goes perfectly with this beer, which I unfortunately don't have in the house right now, otherwise I would show it to you. But yeah, that cheese is still up to today in the hands of the Abbey and being created by the Benedictines who still live in the Abbey, and they've been doing it since 1953. So that's another pretty wicked thing to know about this Abbey. Now, for more information regarding the Abbey, the beer, or the cheese, I would advise you to go to the website, which is in the description below the video. And for those who would like to visit the Abbey, which is possible, you can also make an appointment through the website, which is in the description below in the video. Now, from all the talking, I get a bit thirsty, so cheers. Yeah, you get a very dry mouth from all the talking. You guys sit there and relax and watch me, and I do all the work, so cheers. Now, now we're coming nearer to the end, so it's time for the awards and rating. Unfortunately, Maredsous hasn't won any awards with the Maredsous Tripel version. They do have won some awards in the past years with the blonde version and the brown version, but unfortunately not with this triple version. I hope for them that they will still make it, but I'm actually pretty confident that they will. Now, for my personal rating, I will give this one. Let me calculate my rating. Cheers. Oh. It's a really heavy beer, by the way. Like I said before, the bitterness really kicks in, and normally, like I said, with the other beers who are overly sweet, you don't really feel the alcohol. But with this one, well, I mean, it's also at 10%, but because of the bitterness, you can really feel the heaviness of it. So yeah, watch out when you drink these, because they kick in very hard. So yeah, for my personal rating, I think I will give the Abbey and Maredsous Tripel a fat 8 to 10 points, because it is a splendid Abbey beer, and there's not many like these around. So yeah, and I'm a big fan of Trappist beers, Abbey beers, and also of course triple beers. So yeah, a big 8 to 10 points for me. So yeah, we have reached the end of the video. Let me know what your rating of this beer would be, and also let me know what you think of this beer in the comments below in the comment section. If you like this video, give it a like, and if you want to see more videos of me, please subscribe to my channel, hit that bell button, and yeah, sharing is caring, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Cheers.